If you're over 60 and feel like your legs just aren't as strong as they used to be, then this might be the most important message you hear all year. Imagine this: you're climbing the stairs to your bedroom, and halfway up, your legs start to burn. Your knees wobble. You grip the railing tighter than before because something just feels off. Sound familiar? Here's the part most doctors never mention. After turning 60, you can lose up to 3% of your leg muscle mass every single year. And this isn't just some random statistic. A groundbreaking study published in the Journal of Gerontology tracked 1,880 adults over the age of 60 for 5 full years, and the results were shocking. Those who lost leg strength faced a 287% higher risk of needing a walker or wheelchair within the next decade. But here's the twist, the part that gives real hope. The same researchers discovered that just 3 specific movements, done consistently and correctly, can reverse up to 40% of that muscle loss in only 12 weeks. No gym, no machines, just your own body and maybe a simple chair. The number 1 movement on their list is so effective that orthopedic surgeons at Johns Hopkins began recommending it instead of knee surgery. And the results? An incredible 70% of patients canceled their surgeries within 8 weeks because their leg strength improved so dramatically. Before we begin, share with us in the comments now your age and where you're watching us from. We read and reply to every single comment. Now, without any further ado, let's get started. Number 3, wall sits. Let's move into an exercise that looks almost too simple to matter, yet delivers one of the most powerful leg strengthening effects ever recorded for seniors. Wall sits may look like you're just leaning against a wall, but what's happening inside your muscles is nothing short of extraordinary. The moment you slide into position, you activate every major muscle fiber in your quadriceps, the thick, powerful muscles running across the front of your thighs. But that's not all. Your glutes fire up, your hamstrings lock in, and even the tiny stabilizer muscles around your knees, muscles ignored by almost every other movement, suddenly come alive. Here's what makes wall sits so special, especially for adults over 60, they strengthen your legs without stressing your joints. Most traditional leg exercises, including squats, involve movement that can put direct pressure on your knees. Wall sits operate differently. They use a phenomenon called isometric tension, a form of muscular contraction where your muscles work incredibly hard even though your joints aren't moving at all. Physical therapists love this because it builds strength safely, without grinding the knee cartilage or triggering inflammation. And the science backs it up. A study in the European Journal of Applied Physiology followed 65 adults over 60 who performed wall sits just 3 times per week. After 8 weeks, their leg strength skyrocketed by 31%, and their balance scores improved by 23%. That's not just a number, that's fewer falls, more stability, and more confidence walking, climbing stairs, or standing from a chair. To perform a wall sit correctly, start by finding a flat wall. Stand with your back pressed against it, feet shoulder width apart, positioned about 2 feet forward. Before you slide down, this is crucial, tighten your core as if bracing for a gentle punch. This protects your lower back and increases overall muscle activation. Now slowly glide down the wall until your thighs are parallel to the floor, forming a 90-degree bend in your knees. If that's too difficult at first, aim for a 45-degree bend and progress gradually. Make sure your knees stay stacked directly over your ankles, not drifting past your toes. Keep your entire back pressed firmly against the wall, especially your lower back. No arching, no slouching. Hold for 20 seconds to start. It sounds easy until you try it. Those final 5 seconds will feel like time slows to a crawl. And here's a secret most people don't know: your breathing controls your endurance. Many beginners hold their breath, which quickly exhausts the muscles. Instead, inhale slowly through your nose for 4 seconds, then exhale for 4 seconds. Sports science shows this breathing rhythm can increase your hold time by up to 35%. As you get stronger, add 5 seconds each week until you reach a full 60-second hold. When that becomes manageable, try lifting one heel off the ground for 5 seconds, then switch. This advanced variation activates critical stabilizers that protect against ankle rolls and missteps. Do your wall sits first thing in the morning. Research shows people over 60 are 45% more consistent with morning routines than evening workouts. Now, get ready, the next movement may surprise you with how effective it is. Number 2, step-ups. This next movement isn't just another leg exercise, it's the gold standard used in rehabilitation centers all over the world to measure real, functional leg strength. Step-ups perfectly mimic the exact actions you use every single day, climbing stairs, getting out of a car, stepping onto a curb, or even rising from a low seat. But here's what makes them truly remarkable. A research team from the University of Sydney tracked 420 seniors and discovered something almost unbelievable. Those who could perform 15 step-ups without stopping had an 82% lower risk of developing mobility issues within the next 5 years. That's not a small improvement, that's life-changing protection. What sets step-ups apart from nearly every other leg exercise is that they work your legs one at a time. This is crucial because everyone has one leg that's stronger and one that's weaker. When you do squats or leg presses, the stronger leg naturally carries the load, letting the weaker leg fall behind. Over time, this imbalance creates hip dysfunction, knee strain, and long-term instability. Step-ups prevent this by forcing each leg to carry its own weight, no cheating allowed. Start by finding a sturdy step, stair, or low platform about 6 to 8 inches high. If balance is a concern, stand beside a wall or lightly touch a railing for support. Face the step with your feet hip-width apart. Now for the most important part, the technique. Place your right foot fully onto the step. Not the toes. Not half the foot. The entire foot. This matters because using your whole foot activates up to 40% more muscle fibers, giving you significantly more strength and stability. Press through your right heel and lift your entire body up. Don't push off the floor with your back leg, let the working leg do everything. Once you're on top, begin lowering yourself slowly, taking a full 3 seconds to descend. This slow lowering movement, known as eccentric contraction, is where most of the strength is built. Your muscles must control your body weight against gravity, and that's where the magic happens. The number one mistake people make? Going too fast. Fast step-ups rob your muscles of tension and dramatically reduce results. A biomechanics study from Melbourne proved that slowing the movement to a 3-second rise and 3-second descent increased muscle activation by 67%. Start with 10 reps per leg. If that's too easy, don't increase reps yet, increase the height. Research shows that raising the step height by just 2 inches increases difficulty by 30%. As you improve, work toward a step height where your knee forms a 90-degree angle when your foot is on the step. That's the range of motion that maximizes functional strength. Perform this exercise every other day, giving your legs 48 hours to rebuild. On rest days, take a simple 5-minute walk to boost blood flow. This kind of active recovery reduces soreness by 40% and increases strength gains by 25%. Most importantly, keep an eye on your knee alignment. Each knee should travel directly over your second toe, not wobbling inward. If it caves inward, lower the step height until you can maintain perfect form. Remember, we're building strong, pain-free knees, not creating new problems. Now get ready, because the next movement is the true game changer, the one surgeons are now recommending. Number 1. Single leg stands. This is it, the movement orthopedic surgeons at Johns Hopkins are now prescribing instead of surgery. Single leg stands may look almost laughably simple, but behind that simplicity lies one of the most powerful exercises ever discovered for seniors. And the science behind it is nothing short of jaw-dropping. When you stand on one leg, your body activates 73 muscles at the same time just to keep you upright. Compare that to walking, which uses only about 20 muscles. That means this one movement instantly triples your muscular engagement, with zero equipment and almost no space required. A landmark long-term study published in the British Medical Journal followed over 1,700 adults aged 60 and older for a full decade. The results shocked even the researchers. Those who could not stand on one leg for at least 10 seconds had an 84% higher risk of death from any cause within the next 10 years. That's not a typo. Your ability to balance on one leg is so deeply tied to your brain, nerves, muscles, and bones that it has become a literal predictor of longevity. But here's why single leg stands earn the number 1 spot on this list. They are the only exercise proven to simultaneously improve strength, balance, coordination, and bone density, all in one movement. When you balance on one leg, your entire body weight presses through the standing leg, sending a vertical load through your bones. This compression triggers osteoblasts, your bone-building cells, to lay down fresh bone tissue. A study in the American Journal of Medicine found that adults over 60 who practiced single-leg stands for just 5 minutes per day increased their hip bone density by 2.1% in 6 months. That may sound small, but medically speaking, it's equivalent to reversing up to 3 years of age-related bone loss. Meanwhile, the muscles around your ankles, knees, and hips are firing like crazy, delivering what scientists call proprioceptive feedback, your body's internal GPS system. Better proprioception equals fewer stumbles, fewer missteps, fewer dangerous falls. Here's how to perform single leg stands correctly. Stand next to a sturdy surface like a countertop or chair. Stand tall with feet hip-width apart. Now slowly lift your right foot off the ground, bringing your knee to about 45 degrees. You're not trying to lift it high, control is the goal. Keep your standing knee slightly bent, not locked. This protects the joint and activates more stabilizer muscles. Fix your gaze on a single point straight ahead. Visual focus alone can improve balance time by up to 40% according to clinical studies. Hold the position for 30 seconds, then switch legs. But don't stop there. People think once they reach 30 seconds, they've mastered the exercise. They're wrong. The real magic happens when you start adding progressive challenges. Level 1, eyes closed. Once you can balance with eyes open, try closing your eyes. With visual feedback removed, your nervous system must rely on your vestibular and proprioceptive systems. A Japanese study found that practicing this variation improved reaction time by 28%, which is critical for preventing falls after tripping. Level 2, moving the raised leg. After mastering eyes closed, slowly move your lifted leg forward and back. This increases hip flexor, glute, and core activation while challenging your balance in multiple directions. Level 3, head turns. This is an advanced variation used in physical therapy clinics. While balancing, slowly turn your head left and right as if saying, no. This challenges your vestibular system, the part of your inner ear responsible for balance. A Cleveland Clinic study found that adding head turns improved balance test scores 52% more than standard single leg stands. Level 4, uneven surfaces. Once you're comfortable, try standing on a thick carpet, then a folded towel, then eventually a foam pad. Each progression increases difficulty by around 30%, dramatically improving what therapists call reactive balance, your ability to adapt to unexpected changes like uneven pavement or slippery floors. Timing matters more than you think. Perform single leg stands 3 times per day. Morning, activates balance systems for the day. Afternoon, combats fatigue-induced instability. And evening, reduces nighttime fall risk by up to 45%, especially during bathroom trips. Now let's talk about brain health, the bonus benefit that few people know about. Researchers at Kyoto University performed brain scans on older adults before and after 3 months of single-leg stand training. They discovered increased gray matter in the hippocampus, the brain region responsible for memory and spatial navigation. Participants also scored 18% higher on cognitive tests. Balancing on one leg literally strengthens your brain while strengthening your body. That's why neurologists are now recommending balance exercises to slow both physical and cognitive decline. Here's a real-world example that proves how life-changing these 3 exercises are. A physical therapy clinic in Boston tracked 200 seniors who committed to the wall sits, step-ups, and single-leg stands routine for 3 months. The results were astonishing. 68% could climb stairs without holding the railing. 74% said getting out of chairs became significantly easier. 43% reported their knee pain decreased or disappeared entirely. And many canceled their scheduled knee replacement consultations because their improved leg function no longer qualified them for surgery. These weren't athletes, and they weren't working out for hours. They simply spent 15 minutes a day on this routine. The order matters, too. Start with wall sits to activate your muscles. Move to step-ups to build functional strength. Finish with single-leg stands to integrate strength, coordination, and balance under slight fatigue, just like real life. Do this routine 3 times a week with at least 1 rest day between sessions. On rest days, take a gentle walk or do light stretching. Remember, consistency beats intensity. Slow and steady wins this race every single time. Track your progress in a simple notebook. Write down your wall sit time, step-up count, and balance duration. Most people see noticeable changes in 2 weeks and dramatic improvements by week 6. Because at the end of the day, this isn't just about your legs. It's about your freedom, your independence, your ability to move confidently through life without fear. And that is something worth fighting for. These 3 simple movements can be the difference between needing help to get around and being the one offering help to others. Start today. Start small, but most importantly, start. Your future self will thank you for every single rep you do today. Now, we want to hear from you. Which everyday activity has become harder for you lately? Climbing stairs, getting up from chairs, or keeping your balance? If you're over 60, when was the moment you first noticed your legs weren't as strong as they used to be? Share with us your experiences and opinions in the comments below. We'd love to hear them. Thanks for watching.